It's brunch with Brian again. Yes, on Thursday morning, and it is Thoughtful Thursday today. What does that mean? I want you to think today. I want you to think of others. Being thoughtful means being thinking of others' feelings and what they want. And this is especially important in business, isn't it? You have to focus on what your customers' needs are. If you just think about yourself, who cares about you? What is a customer's approach to any situation? I want you to remember this special radio station, WIIFM. What's in it for me? What's in it for me? WIIFM. That is what a customer's approach is. And when you are doing your marketing, when you are talking to them on the phone, when you're building rapport, when you're trying to close a deal, all of these points, it's very important to be thinking of them and what is their perspective on this situation. And so we always try to make it an attractive offer. We try to hit the seller benefits a lot. We like to say, wow, this is going to be so simple and easy, instant sale, no commissions, no closing costs. We're going to take care of everything. Isn't this going to be great? Okay, lots of smiles, lots of positive verbiage. Again, they want it to work. They want it to work. If you found the right person, they want it to work out. So you need to paint a positive picture and say, this is going to be awesome. This is going to work out great for you guys. It's going to work out great for us. It's going to be great. This is going to be great. So great. Okay. And then they start thinking it's going to be great. So let's think about what they're thinking, not just your customers, but everyone in your life. Let's be a thoughtful person. We play roles in our life. I want you to have a role of a thoughtful human or a thoughtful person. Okay, if you are sometimes a thoughtful person, that's if you're never a thoughtful person, then you go around living your life pretty selfishly. You're not thinking of, what other people want or need, or your loved ones, what they need. So this wouldn't be a bad little exercise to do if you want to take this to the next level today. Write down the main people in your life, whether it's, one or two or 10 or whatever, 5 or 10 people that you see a lot. Okay. And write down their name, then write down what you think they want and need. Okay. What do they want and need? What are they looking for? This was helpful for me with my daughter. I'm coming to terms with the fact that my daughter's going to move to Spokane. Okay. I really don't want her to move away. And it's still a year and a half off, so things could happen. However, it looks like she's going to move to Spokane. Okay. And so if I think about it selfishly, I think, oh, she's moving away. She might even have grandkids and be far away, and I won't get to see the grandkids. And I've orchestrated everything so the kids would live close. I even got her a house right next to our son. And still, it looks like circumstances are going to conspire that she's going to move away. Now, if I think about myself selfishly, I'm sad. But if I think of her, what is she looking for? Why does she want to move to Spokane? There's a lot of reasons, but she wants to forage out just like we did. I mean, when we were 25, we moved to LA for 7 years and just packed up everything we had and moved to another city. My son, Kale, moved to Chicago, then he moved back. She thinks she's probably going to settle here in Phoenix, but she'd like to have an adventure. She'd like to live in a different city for a while. I get that. I did that. Plus, she likes to maybe get out of the heat. And this is a factor. She's got a big, huge dog that doesn't do so good in the heat. So that's another reason. So it looks like, and she has a boyfriend who wants to move to Spokane. So lots of things are going to happen. I have to think differently. I have to be thoughtful about what her needs are, what her wants are, and I have to accept it. So look at the people in your life, even the ones who are doing something you don't want them to do, and think about it from their vantage point, from their perspective, and then be supportive as much as you can be. I mean, if they're doing something that's hurting themselves, bad, then obviously you want to support them and help them. But if they are pursuing their dreams and they just don't happen to align with what you hope, then you have to support people. Okay, so let's be thoughtful today. Let's think of the people in our lives, what their goals and dreams are. We all have our goals and plans and schedule, don't we? And just that's the same with everybody, not just you. So think of other people. What are they striving for? And how can you help them realize their dreams? How can you be a catalyst for their dreams? That's a way to be thoughtful, and people will appreciate you forever. When you help people achieve their dreams, they will love you and appreciate you for the rest of their life. Okay, so good morning, Michael. Don't always see you on here. It's always great. You may be on all the time, but if guys, you don't make comments, I don't know you're here. 70 times 7. Okay, good morning, all. Great to see you. Hi, Lacey. Good morning. How to Win Friends and Influence People is a book every investor should read. I got it over on the shelf right over there. And that is a great book written by Dale Carnegie. And that is one of my favorite books. And it really talks about connecting with people and being thoughtful about what they need. So true. Love it. Thank you, dear. It's the boyfriend, dude. It's the boyfriend, dude. Okay, letting go is hard, but we need to be supportive. Yes, yes, that's the boyfriend. It is the boyfriend, and there's no probably getting out of it. But we'll do our best, and we'll just have to do something where we stay in touch. I'll have to figure out a way that we can do a Zoom call, and and just stay in touch through video chats. I will tell you that video chats have changed the world. You can even if when you're very far apart from somebody, a video chat can really make you feel like you're together. Not entirely, but video chats really do accomplish a lot if people live far away. I want you to sell for sale by owner, probably. Guys, should you use a realtor or should you sell by yourself if you're selling? We should have taught you enough strategies here where you can easily list your property yourself on Zillow and sell it yourself and not have to pay a commission to a realtor. There's really no reason to pay a commission, especially if you have a normal, attractive house. Your 3-year term. Okay, you owe a balloon. All right, but now here's what I want you to do. All right, okay, I would sell for sale by owner unless there's something weird and quirky about the house or something. But I think that you are better off, and if your house is a normal house and normally priced, the market's strong enough in most areas where you're going to be able to sell it by yourself. And it's not going to be a big hassle. You got to set it up with a title company to do the paperwork to transfer title, just like how we do every deal. Okay, but I would recommend, why pay 6% when you don't have to? Okay, and you don't have to. Not with the market the way it is right now, and the interest rates are going down. Unless this is like a $750,000 house, that's a little bit different animal. Okay, if this is a, let's say 300, probably 400 or less, I would probably recommend you try to sell it by yourself. Plus, remember, the more expensive the house, the huger the commission. So my recommendation always is for sale by owner. You don't need to involve a realtor to sell this property. Now, wait, you said you have a 3-year balloon on this. Have you requested an extension? This is an important point, guys. When you have seller financing that has a balloon payment in it, 18 months before the balloon payment happens, I want you to contact the seller and ask for an extension. The first thing I want you to do is call your buyer and say, hey, buyer, are you ready to go? Are you going to be able to close? Are you getting qualified? And see if they still are interested and still on in the game. If they are, say, well, can you do it in 18 months? And you got to kind of review their situation. Maybe you can get it done in 18 months. But before you even do that, I want to know if that seller would give us an extension, especially if you've got a good positive cash flow. You don't want to give up a $400 or $500 positive cash flow every month unless you need to. Now, you're living in this property, so it's a little bit different deal. But before you go paying people off, I ask for extensions always. And usually I try to give them plenty of time. I try to call them 18 months before. So if I have a 5-year term, I try to call them at 3.5 years and say, hey, this is going great, isn't it? You're getting your payments on time. Everything is wonderful. And isn't it wonderful to get these juicy monthly payments? And hey, why don't we just do it for another 5 years? It's been going so well. And if they say, yeah, I'll give you another 5 years, bingo. So then you don't even have to sweat it. So before you close on this deal, unless you're losing an option price, unless you're losing some price, if you've got a balloon payment in seller financing, then you're not losing some price, but ask for an extension. Say, can you give me another 3 years or whatever? Okay. So guys, always ask for an extension, especially if you have good positive cash flow. So don't necessarily think, wow, just because it's the balloon payment's coming up, that's not set in stone. This was a seller financing deal. Guys, when you do a seller financing deal, whatever you say, whatever two people agree on is the deal. I mean, you could write it on a napkin and it would be binding. Okay. So whatever you guys decide, whatever you think the payment should be, whatever you decide the years should be. And if it's coming up on an end of a balloon payment, you call them and who knows, maybe they've really gotten used to that monthly payment and they don't want you to stop. We don't want you to pay it off. So make sure you check with your seller before assuming that, oh no, I have this ticking clock and I've gotta close it in this time period. That's a really valuable tip, guys. 70 times 7, I think your name is Mike, but I can't remember. And Hooked on Phonics, I think one of you guys is Mike, and I can't remember which one. And one of you guys' name is something else. And I know you have your special handles, so I don't always remember. But 70 times 7, what's your name? And Hooked on Phonics, what's your name again, guys? I can't remember, and I will write it down this time. Okay. Mike, you're Mike. Okay. Hooked on Phonics is Mike. 78 times 7, Noel. There you go. Thank you, guys. All right. So let's have a great day today. Let's have a great Thursday. Let's set up our weekend. Let's start making some calls today. Talk to some sellers, talk to some FSBOs, see if we can get a deal meeting for Saturday. I love deal meetings on Saturday. Okay. So our affirmation for today is I'm a thoughtful person. I'm a thoughtful person. 3 times on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I'm a thoughtful person. I'm a thoughtful person. I'm a thoughtful person. Yes, you are a thoughtful person. You think of others' needs and wants and you try to help others. You support others. So that's great. Now let's do our 3 deep breaths. Nice deep breath in. Good job. And let it go. Yeah, throw some hearts and likes in there. I always forget to talk about that, but I think that's good for me. Inhale. I think that's good for the group. And let it go. This is a really good group, guys. I love talking to you every morning. Another deep breath. You guys always have good input and good questions. So excellent. All right. So let's have an awesome Thursday. Again, it's Thoughtful Thursday today. Let's be thoughtful and let's set ourselves up for a great weekend. Until I see you tomorrow at this same Wolf time, same Wolf channel, what you're going to do, you're going to keep expecting success. You're going to keep getting the best training from the Wolf couple, and you are going to keep taking action, aren't you? Why do you need an extension? Okay, what if they say, why do you need an extension? Because, evaluate the situation and give me your best reason. Okay, now you're living in the property, right? So I would tell them that a good reason is I'd really like to see if rates are going to go down in the next couple of years. I think maybe 3 years from now, rates will be back down around 3%. So that would be a better time for me to refinance out of the property. So, they should understand that you want a lower payment. So that's a good one. You could say, I always hesitate to say, now, if it's you in the house, it's different. If it's a customer, you could say, boy, they've been working hard, but they're not quite there yet. They need a little bit more time to get qualified, so sometimes you can sell that, but if it's you in the house, it's a little harder to say because you're admitting that you are, have bad credit and can't get qualified. But those are reasons. But again, think about the situation. Think about what their hot buttons are. Be thoughtful, and they might, and just say, without even giving them a reason. You could always just say, hey, hasn't it been great, these monthly payments? This has been a really good situation on our end. Have you been enjoying getting these monthly payments? See what they say. If they say, yeah, I have, and then you could just say, hey, why don't we just keep it going for another 3 years? And you don't even have to give them a reason. Just say, hasn't this been great? Let's keep it going. And then if they ask for a reason, then have something, in your back pocket. Well, I'd really like to wait until the rates are a little bit lower. They're about 5.5 right now, 5 and 3/8, something in there. I really think if we give it another year or two, I might be able to get a rate of under 4. So would you be okay with that? They're actually talking about lowering the rates by 25 basis points in when the next time the Fed meets. So there you go, guys. There's something. Just give it some thought. You got the question? Longview seller said she'll give him a couple more weeks. Okay, that's a Lacey, ask me about this tomorrow. Okay. Okay. Couple of. Okay, guys, that's another question there. If anybody wants a good deal on an $89,000 property and they can pay cash and have a positive cash flow, that's another one. Okay, so check out what people are saying. Lacey, bring this up tomorrow because I just don't have time. We've gone really long today. So, guys, let's, like I said, let's expect success and get great training and do a great job. Take a bunch of action today and ask me those questions tomorrow, guys. I will come back to them. All right. I will see you tomorrow. Same wolf.